Laughs Forward to Low Presence, Cut the Ish podcast, hosted by Mike Jones.
What's up, party people? This is your boy Mike Jones back at it with the Cut the Ish podcast. We took a couple of weeks off, but we are back at it this week. So, got a lot of stuff we want to get into, man. I have a couple of special guests that chime in and all of that good stuff. So, man, there's been so much that's been going on. I don't even know where to begin. I don't know if we want to talk about we talk about relationships or stuff, or talk about what's going on in the NBA. We got the Kyrie deal. We got all of that stuff going on. We got the black ownership issue with the NFL, or actually the black coaching issue with the NFL, and all of that stuff going on. So. We ain't got no particular format that we gonna follow on today, but we gonna address all of those issues. I prefer really not to talk about Yeezy, but you kind of can't not talk about him or include him when you talk about what's going on with Kyrie. So, yeah, so we're gonna end up having to touch on that as well. So. Yeah, so if y'all got any comments or anything that y'all want to address first, we gonna freestyle it tonight. So yeah, if you got any comments that you want to talk about as far as Kyrie, what's going on with Kyrie Irving in the NBA, go ahead, drop a comment. And actually, we're gonna do something a little different tonight. If you actually want to chime in and join in video, I'm gonna go ahead and post the link in the comments. So all you have to do is tap the link, and I can bring you on live if you really wanna voice your opinion about something. So boom, just drop the link in the comments. If you want to go ahead, boom, pin that comment. There we go. All right, so the comment is pinned in the comments if you want to chime in video wise and speak your piece on what's going on with the NBA and what's going on just in general, man. We got a whole bunch of stuff going on this week. We got Black Panther 2 coming out this week. Now a lot of people gearing up to see that. Like I said, our Warriors is looking kind of shaky right now. Address that. Kind of sad to admit that I am still currently a Raider fan at the moment, but that fanhood is fading away quickly with every boneheaded loss that these fools managed to lose. So yeah, if you want to call it, you know what, we can make it just like a rant thing. If you want to come in, if you're a Raider fan, I know you got a lot of anger, animosity, whatever you got. If you want to let loose tonight, go ahead and let loose tonight. My personal opinion, we should have got rid of Derek Carr. Should have got rid of Derek Carr instead of getting rid of Khalil Mack. I would have never hired John Gruden. And Josh McDaniels needs to be fired yesterday. So that's my opinion on the Raiders. I don't know how you made the playoffs last year and go from a playoff contender to the laughing stock of the NFL. But in only Raider fashion, we've managed to do so. So I'm going to give a couple of people that said they wanted to get on a second to get on here. Been off for about 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks. I don't know, somewhere around there. But go ahead and recap our funniest videos. Got that. Got that here. So, in case y'all didn't remember what the funniest videos were, we had our top 3 funniest videos. So I'm gonna go ahead and play those. So I'm getting some more people time to chime in. And here is video number 3. So we got U-Haul at number 3. And coming in at number 2, we got the package.
That's what your bitch ass get. Hoe ass nigga. I knew you been stealing my shit. Broke ass nigga. Yeah. Broke ass nigga. That's what your bitch ass get. And the laws on the way.
Fuck shit on myself.
Dirty ass nigga.
I wasn't trying to steal it.
Nigga.
Damn.
Bitch, what you call
They on the
it,
way.
nigga? Yeah, they on the way.
I wasn't
Nigga.
I'm from next door. I'm from next door. I wasn't trying to steal no package, bro. God
What the
damn.
fuck you call it then?
What's in that bitch? Cell phone?
Nah, bitch ass nigga. Booby trap, nigga. Ex-military, nigga. Marine Corps, nigga.
Damn.
Bitch ass nigga. Sit your bitch
ambulance,
ass down.
too.
Wait for the law, nigga.
I'm just,
Should've killed your motherfucker.
nah, my bad.
ass,
I'm gonna bring that package back.
Nah, fuck all that, nigga. Laws on their way.
So we got U-Haul at number 3. We got the package at number 2. And still in the number 1 spot, we got the McDonald's.
Sir, we closed. You gotta go through the drive. The drive-through. Why the fuck you keep saying? You gotta go through the drive-through. My manager not here. Where the fuck is he getting lost? What's going on? Sir.
He's going the right way.
Sir, the manager not here. We not open because of COVID. You gotta go through the drive-through.
Yeah.
Sir, you have to go through the drive-through.
Sorry, because they served them all.
Sir, oh my God.
Oh, there you go.
Hey, call team.
There you
Call
go. I got
her
it
right now.
everything.
Call.
Everything on camera.
No, I'm not about
everything.
to do this.
His hand gonna hurt.
No, I'm not about to.
Call him again.
No. This nigga trip. Hey, sir.
Freaking God.
Call the police. Call the
Call
ambulance.
them
Call
now.
somebody. Call 411 pain.
Call
Do something.
them
What the
now.
fuck? Hey. Oh my. This nigga breaking the Mick windows out this bitch. Hey, sir. The manager not here. You have to go through the drive. This nigga gonna break all the Mick windows. Hey. That shit costs Mick money. Stop.
Y'all move.
You need to mix stop.
Move, y'all move.
Sir, the drive-through.
Reverse his shoes.
She finna blame this shit on me though.
Oh my God.
Why would you come? Hey, call the police. What the
And
fuck?
you couldn't
Hello,
have. If they
sir.
ain't here yet, we talking
Sir.
about Forest Acres.
Oh my God, sir, what you want? What do you want? Can you get him a Happy Meal or something? Make him some fries now, please. Oh, sir, we about to get you some nuggets or something.
No, I say
This
she
man
couldn't
gonna
call
break the
yet.
whole McFucking-Donald's. Can you? Hey, God, the police just don't give a fuck no more. 911.
Oh my God.
Abracadabra.
Call them now.
Hello.
Call them now.
It is I, a victim. Hey,
I
hey,
got to record this for you.
sir. Tell him we is closed in here on the inside part. He just gonna sit in the bushes? That's not even a chair. Where's the there they go. Police! Fuck! Shit!
Please get him.
He is terrible.
He better get some backup.
Did you call her? She not answering the phone. Oh my God. Here go his food, officer. We made him some food.
A lot of people that go
Y'all know y'all get a white people food before y'all take them to jail. Here go his McNuggets.
One
This nigga done broke every McMotherfucking thing in this bitch. Hey, did she answer the phone?
All right, that's the McDonald's video. That's still at number one. Uh, yeah, I don't think that one going nowhere for a minute. Like that one was hilarious. So I'm trying to give my co-host a second to get on because they're gonna be all comical tonight. Got some serious topics to talk about. There's a couple of Netflix specials that I wanted to talk about that I recently watched. Killer Stacy, is that name Stacy? Sally, Stacy, Karen, it's all the same thing. Killer Sally on Netflix is a good watch. It's a crazy watch because this white bodybuilding chick married this like bodybuilding dude and ends up killing him. I don't want. Well, you know what? If you're watching this, then it's on you. Spoiler alert. I came to the conclusion that well, they had a very, very, very toxic relationship. Matter of fact, I'll put that in the comments. Matter of fact, you know what? Before I even go into that, for people that's chiming in, I'm gonna give y'all one more funny video before we go into these topics, so I can get it up in the comments on the banner. So when you chime in, you'll know what we're talking about. So give me a second and enjoy this drink responsible video.
Yeah. We're doing this with Yeah. Yeah. We're doing this with Yeah. We're doing this with Yeah. We're doing this with doing this with Yeah. Yeah. We're doing this with Yeah. We're doing this with Yeah. We're doing this with Yeah. 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 We're doing this with
All right, we are back. So I'm gonna start it more on a positive note before we get into the nonsense. We're gonna talk about Black Panther coming out this week. Got it coming out on this Friday. Some places got some sneak previews or sneak or early viewings on Thursday night. I don't even know where to begin with it. Is I think really I don't think it's gonna be better than the first one at all. Just because you can't replace a Chadwick Boseman. You can't replace him. And even if they did, I think it'd be dope if they brought Killmonger back some kind of way. Because Chadwick is not in this one, but you still are going to miss his presence. It's like that dude. That dude was He was a hell of an actor. He really made that movie what it was. When Black Panther originally came out, when I was here previews of the first one, I actually thought it was a movie about the Black Panthers, and it wasn't a Marvel movie. Once I found out it was a Marvel movie, I still supported it. Shout out to Chadwick. Shout out to oh man, I keep forgetting his name that that actually directed the movie from Ryan Coogler. Yeah, shout out to him for doing what he did and then taking the Rocky movies to a whole different level. But like I said, I think this is gonna be I think it's gonna be a more of an emotional movie than anything because I know the writers like it was off the hook the strength of this dude to be battling cancer throughout that whole movie and then another movie and nobody outside of his inner circle actually knew what he was dealing with while he was doing this. So yeah, I mean that's another one that really wish we didn't lose at such an early age. But nevertheless, I think that this movie would be more of a tribute to Chadwick, and that's with respect. And I know the plan was for everybody to go to the movie in all white, and I think that's gonna be dope. Uh, at first, I wasn't really with it. I used to laugh at people that come to the movies dressed up like the characters, but I think it's only appropriate um, that if you go see Black Panther, not only that you should support it definitely on this opening weekend, but to honor Chadwick, if you got any type of white clothing to show up, take pictures and post it. That's what I plan on doing this weekend. But like I said, as far as the movie goes, I don't think personally, I don't think you can outdo the first one just on the fact that Chadwick is no longer here. And then if you follow some of the stories like that Chadwick had leading up to the first Black Panther, like he had one video where he had visited some kids that was fighting cancer that was trying to hold on for the opening of the movie, and it was like a emotional moment. Then when you see him break down, looking at the strength of the kids trying to hold on so they can see this movie before they pass, not knowing that this dude was fighting that battle himself. So that's crazy. And I think we lost over the last, I say over the last 2 to 3 years, man. We done lost a lot of black. I just say I'll put it like this: we lost a lot of black royalty, and I think one of the things that we need to practice is giving a lot of people, whether they are celebrities or not, we need to practice giving people their flowers while they can smell them, straight up. Because, like I said, I reached the age where I feel like every day that you wake up, honestly, is a gift. It literally is. So, yeah. Somebody tried to drop. Nope, that was me. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to seeing that this weekend. Like I said, hope that all of you that go out to support the movie definitely go out there and see it this weekend. We'll definitely talk about it on next Tuesday and give it some reviews and all of that good stuff. See homegirl in the building. I don't know if she's ready yet. Rach, give me a thumbs up if you're ready to come on. Yes, no. Let's see. All right, cool. All right, so go ahead, bring Rach on. What's happening?
What's going on?
Just waiting on you and Jarrell to come in. So
No.
those that don't know, Rach was out working those polls on today. So shout out to all the people.
Yeah,
that
buddy.
So,
Polling
was
places
that?
are closed. I hope everybody got out and voted. Hope East Oakland got out and voted for Yap.
You know he didn't.
Guy Yap is out there.
How many black people you see at the polls?
Well, I
percentage
don't
wise.
live. Yeah, I don't-
Oh,
it's
got it.
the area that I live in. So
All right. You had the robot thing going for a minute.
there you go. It was trying to cut because I just pulled up to the house, so it was trying to find my Wi-Fi.
So
But it was a
we
nice percentage.
that's cool. Seeing black folk
Yeah,
get out. So I was talking about, I don't know if you heard what I was talking about, Black Panther, man. Black Panther is coming out this
yeah.
weekend.
I'm excited. I'm excited.
I think it's gonna be a real emotional movie.
I think it is. I think it's gonna be. The cast has been pretty consistent in saying that it is definitely they definitely honor him throughout the movie. So I suspect it's gonna be very emotional. I definitely will be in cocaine white. The whole deal. Um, I don't know. It's you know, kind of like you were just saying, life is so precious, and we've had so much, not just even out of celebrities, just even personal lives, friends. Like we at the age where people are starting to have heart attacks and strokes, and um, I just I submit that everyone please stop taking life for granted because you really don't know. And petty shit is unnecessary. No need to hold grudges on stuff that's really not life or death,
Right.
protect your peace. That I get it and I understand that, but sometimes people take that to the extreme, and any little disagreement now it's like I hate you forever, and it's like, really?
Right.
Okay, that's
Because
kind
I
of
think
weird.
this generation we live in, they don't know how to sit down and have a conversation when you have a disagreement. And
At
that's like
all.
in every aspect. Like even what's going on with Kyrie, and we'll get into that. It's like I think a lot of this stuff, and then the stuff, even with Kanye, I think a lot of this stuff can be avoided if when people have a disagreement with somebody, you just sit down and have a grown up conversation like that.
Right,
That stopped now with somebody, and it's like when did we become a society that can't accept when somebody disagree with another person?
right.
Like, granted, you'll
And
get
then,
upset and people have emotions, especially if it's something that you're really passionate about. But after
right,
the passion part dies down, you should be able to have a conversation. And I feel
right,
like society now, like because we live in this artificial intelligence era, like it takes like I don't believe sending text messages and dropping comments is not communicating. Like I need to sit down, I need to see you face to face, I need to see your emotion, your response. Let's have a grown up conversation that way, and we can squash a
exactly,
lot of this because it's easy to say stuff with no emotions behind a keyboard.
exactly. And it's interesting because that's one of the biggest problems with this so-called cancel culture. First of all, it's inconsistent, right? It just whoever screams the loudest in that particular moment, then that's the person who gets paid attention to, and then that's the one who, oh, we got to turn against this one. There have been NBA players who have done far worse things than
Right?
Kyrie.
Kyrie
And
didn't even
posting
do
a
nothing.
damn movie is not a bad thing. I mean, I haven't seen the movie, so I don't know how anti-Semitic it even really is. But what I do know is that Brett Favre just stole a couple $1 million,
Right.
and him and a couple of politicians in Mississippi did it, and ain't nobody in jail.
Right. It's privilege. But I'm like, at this point in the game, and we kind of just be like, all right, I'm gonna put a pin in that because I want to talk a little bit more about Chadwick before we
Okay, go ahead.
before
Go
we
ahead.
start digging into white folk. But but Chadwick, like with Chadwick, when he passed, it was like, bro, like I forgot, like you took for granted, like somebody, I forgot what I was watching, and they showed like all of the roles that Chadwick played, like outside of Black Panther. He was Jackie Robinson, Thurgood Marshall, like I forgot that the last movie he was in before he passed.
With Viola Davis. He
Yeah,
did 7 movies since he found out he had cancer. He had done 7 movies while going through treatment.
right. Which
That's
is
crazy.
crazy. Like,
That's crazy. And they all are hella good at, like, the movie he did, I can't remember the name of it either, but the movie he did with Viola Davis,
yeah.
hella good. Like, that's a good, and these are like good quality, and they're not all the same, right? It's not all, he wasn't typecast doing the same character every time. He's all over the place showing his range,
Right.
from, like the Thurgood Marshall, Jackie Robinson. He's doing this blues thing. He's doing, like,
Dude, this
he's
dude was a hell of an actor. Because when I watch people acting, it's like I think he like Will Smith reached that plateau. You know, Denzel
yeah,
reached that plateau. Like when
right,
you watch them, especially if they portray a character, a real life character, and you look
right,
like when you watch Will Smith play Ali, you wasn't looking at Fresh Prince and some boxing gloves. You really felt like you
right.
were looking at Ali. When you seen Chadwick play Jackie Robinson, like you're not sitting here picturing his other characters, like even Thurgood. You don't sit here. Oh, then I forgot James Brown. Oh,
Oh
he was
yeah,
off.
that was hella good too.
Um, he was off the hook in that last movie. What was the name of it? Miss Rainey's Black Bottom. Yeah, that was it.
Yes.
Um, like the dude, like, and then just tripping off of like I gotta shout him out for a minute, like just tripping off of what he did, like then the connection. Did you? I don't know if you knew the connection with him and Denzel. Like Denzel paid for him to go through school.
From when he was in school. Yeah.
Right. Hey, how wild is that? Like Denzel didn't
And
even know.
how random is that, right? Like,
Right.
wow.
Like dude, like
And
Denzel,
nobody said anything. Like, they never he had that they never said anything until right before Black Panther, I think, was the first, or while they were doing promo for Black Panther. That was the first time you heard about it.
right.
And he had done several movies prior to that, and Denzel never said nothing. It's crazy, like, and it shows too. Like, a lot of times you really never know what's going on behind closed doors,
Right.
and the impact that people have on up and coming artists, coming actors. Um, a lot of stuff happens that we don't know about. A lot of, people drop money. Felicia Rashad too. She helped him out as well. So it's a lot.
If people don't understand the story behind the glory, and I think a lot of people they think, and since I'm like in the entertainment business, like I kind of see it and honestly experiencing it firsthand. Like to
Right.
really to try to break through in entertainment is, well, it take a whole nother level of strength, confidence, commitment. Um, like because you had them days like it's different, and I feel like people that's in the entertainment business, like they should be compensated heavily for what they do because of the mental strain that it can be just trying to become not even the next Denzel, but trying to do something that you're passionate about and you love and trying to do it on a level where it takes care of your well-being. Like a lot of people, I think for every Denzel, it's probably like 10 billion more, 10 million more that could have been just as dope as him, but had to come to a crossroad where they made a decision like, should I keep pressing or am I going to give this up? So
Right.
to press through it, and it's like the little gems that like people don't understand, like even on my level, when people that I care about, you know what I'm saying, give me like words of inspiration, like that means a lot. So I can just imagine like what it felt for Chadwick when he was just Chadwick and not Chadwick, to know that
Right.
Bill like is the one that's like dude. So
Pouring
and
into you.
so it gives you another level of confidence. Like if Denzel is gonna drop this money, you know what I'm saying, so I can make it, I gotta make it now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I had like just being just doing comedy, like I guarantee you every comedian or every entertainer, they have a night or whatever. I'm sure you just even as an entrepreneur, you have some nights like, am I really supposed to be doing this? Like, should I just give it up, or like, did I try my best or whatever? And then like, it's crazy. Like almost every time I hit a crossroad like that, I mean, I really like. I think the closest I came to giving this up, I was extremely close. And then DL Hewley came out here. DL Hughley. Long story short, like I'm not even part of the show. I'm just DJing, but I'm entertaining the crowd, which I didn't have to do before the show started.
Right.
On DL's last day, on his third day out here, he was like, well, he called it like, I went up to the green room, and I went up there with the intentions. I'm thinking it's dope that the fact that I got to work with 2 out of the 4 kings of comedy, because Bernie was the whole reason why I started doing comedy anyway. And one of my biggest regrets was not seeing Bernie in person. So with the mindset of giving people their flowers while they can smell them, my intent was just to holler at DL, because I like working with mainstream celebrity. You don't know who's gonna be an asshole or who gonna, you know, but he was cool outside that big old dog he had with him. He was cool for the most part. And so I'm like, man, I'm not gonna ask to take a picture with him or nothing, but I just want to like just tell him like, bro, like because I'll be honest too, I wasn't a big DL fan when he first came out. Like I really wasn't. I'm more of a DL fan now that he's more political than when he was, you know, when he first started doing comedy, because I can agree, and that I appreciate everything he stands for now. So when I went up there, the intent, like I said, was like, dude, it was dope working with you. I appreciate this, and you know, you one of the greats in this, like he is, you know, no doubt. And he stopped me, and he was like, you know, I normally don't get to the shows early because I'm the headliner. I normally show up, you know, He was like, but I got here early today on accident, and I'm in the green room, and he was like, I hear this ruckus going on downstairs. And he's like, did the show start early? And the security guards were like, nah. And he was like, well, who's that on the mic? And it was like, they think that's the DJ. And it was like, he was like, is the DJ a comedian too? And it was like, I think so. And so he said he came out and was watching. He just watched me the whole time while I was entertaining the crowd. And he was just like, he was like, bro, he was like, I don't say this to many people. He was like, but you gonna make it. He was like, you got a way with the crowd. I see how you have the crowd engaged. You got a gift. He was like, don't give up. It's gonna be rough, but you're gonna have more fun rising up to the top than you will when you get to the top. That's a whole nother story. And then he just snapped his finger and looked at his bodyguards like, hey, hook Mike Jones up. Do me a crisp $100 bill. Felt like a little chick. Like, no. But like every time, so now just with him doing just that little bit of, you know what I'm saying? So every time I think about giving up now, I revert back to that, or that'll cross my mind. I'm like, bro, like DL said, like he really sees something like, nah, you can't. It's all right to take a little time and regroup or whatever, game plan to come back harder, but don't give up. And then the same thing happens.
Completely walk away, right.
So I don't know what I would have did if I was Chadwick and Denzel. Right. So that's
you paying my tuition. Like you paying for me to go ahead and proceed and get through this process. Like,
right.
Bro,
so like failure is not an option when you get somebody, you know what I'm saying, of that stature to take the time to show you love. So like like then it just get back to the suck part. Like, damn, like why he had to go? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
Like and I think like nobody knew what Black Panther, like the first one, was gonna be like, and to see,
Right.
to see the corporate people on the corporate level undermine it and think that it wasn't gonna do what it did, and for it to
Yeah.
do what it did was like, damn, like that's what's up. So you couldn't do nothing but applaud it, and I hope that people get out and support it, and I especially hope our people do, and I really hope that our people don't try to chop it because
You know what? This is what I need Black people to, since we are in the racially charged segment of the world at this point. I need Black people to learn how you don't have to just go about just because something is Black, but I do need you to understand the power behind supporting Black actors, black business, period. Whatever industry it's in. Because even in situations like this where it's Marvel and it's by a big um production house or whatever, when Black stories are, yeah, Black characters are the primary characters and they do well, you see more. And then you start to see more directors that are Black, start to see more producers that are Black, start to see more writers that are Black. So you can't on one hand complain that everything is the white man's, and then every time something come out and it's Black people, it's like, oh, they sold out and they didn't do it independent and they didn't do this and they didn't do that. Y'all gotta pick a fucking lane, blood. Like,
But I don't get what I don't get about that is like why we haven't figured out the game yet. Like money talk, it's simple. Money talk, bullshit walk. Like,
right,
and that's kind of, I'm gonna get into this next topic with the NFL owners. Like, I don't know if you heard, but the Colts owner hired a coach. They fired their coach, which was a white dude, and then with less than a week, he hired this dude that has zero coaching experience on a college level, NFL level. Matter of fact, I think he coached his son's high school team for like 3 years.
I'm finna leave.
Played for the Colts, but and this is the thing. So I got 2 points that I want to point out about this. Like one, it's a slap in the face to Black people for this reason. A lot of Black coaches have been denied coaching positions based on the fact that people said that they are inexperienced. But here it is, the NFL owner hiring a dude with zip experience on the NFL level or a college level, but has
Right,
played here for several years. Now, in the Colts owner defense, one of the first Black coaches that won, he hired Tony Dungy that won a Super Bowl, Black coach, and then followed that up with hiring Jimmy Caldwell, who's another Black dude. So I don't believe that this owner is racist. I think this is just a case of somebody that's in a position like this is a billionaire hiring who he wants to hire.
right.
Nothing more, nothing less. I don't believe
It's,
racist. It's
it's
really
somebody's nephew, niece, nephew, cousin, brother, business partner, son. It's a favor. It's a favor.
yeah,
And the thing about favors and nepotism and things like that is, um, most of the times they're not racist. It's not racist. It's just it's nepotism. It's
everybody do that.
me pulling up my people.
Right.
Now, with that being said, it kind of goes back to the other statement, right? It's a twofold situation because you have not just in the NFL or whatever, but you have Black people who are successful. They're doing great things. They own businesses, making money, all that. And they pull other Black people up.
Right.
The problem is sometimes y'all start acting like niggas. And it makes it very difficult. And not saying white folks don't do it too, because they do. Because
Like,
they hire people and they kid be a crackhead or on pills or whatever, stealing, whatever. But black people have to remember a couple of things about living in America. It's not fair, it's not right. It is what it is. You have to be 10 times better at all times. You don't have the luxury to fuck off the way other demographics are able to. So that's pretty fucked up. I haven't even been paying attention to football at all this season. Period. I have not watched a football game. Ain't looked at ESPN not one time. And you know I'm diehard, but I just haven't had time this season. So I don't know what the hell going on in the NFL right. I don't even know what my Niners are doing right now, which I should, and I know.
They on the seesaw right now.
I don't need your negativity. All I know is it's a Niner Raider game on New Year's Day. That's all I know, and it's in Vegas, and they want $4,000 for the ticket. I want.
Yeah, no. But see, to the owner thing. But see, I feel like the NFL owners thing. It kind of ties into Kanye, Kyrie. It's all one thing. Now,
yeah.
my thing is this, like. If you already recognize the game, if you know the game that's being played, why do we keep coming in last place? Like, why?
Right.
Like, if you already know what it is, like how do we keep getting bamboozled? Like, we were sitting here, like the thing is, and there's a couple of things I want to point out. Like one of the things I forgot who said this when it comes to black slavery, right?
Mm-hmm.
They said that white people should be glad that we want equality and not revenge.
But they're afraid of equality because they know
anybody else would for revenge and yeah, it's a guilt part guilt.
When you know you fucked up, and this is just natural human. When you a fucked up motherfucker, you assume if anybody is putting the same position you're in, they're gonna be fucked up towards you. And that's why white people don't like for black people to have a certain amount of power. That's why, because everything right now that's going on, go back to voting, everything that's going on right now all comes down to power. Everything. In Kanye, this NFL shit, everything all comes down to power. Census happened 2 years ago. This was the first census where the white population decreased by 20 million people. Every other demographic increased by at least 10.
You believe that?
So when people do the abortion shit and it's like, oh, you're killing black babies, they don't give a fuck about black babies. It is designed so that they can get their population to stay up. They can't afford for white people to keep getting abortions. They can't afford for white people to start having birth control. That's why all of these things are coming into play. Second part on that is it's a filler, right? So what happens if I'm able to reverse a law that's been in place for over 50 years? What other laws were put in place around that same time? Civil rights, voting rights, women's rights. So everything that happens in this country, best believe, always comes down to power before everything else. Money and power are the two things that run everything in this country.
The money is the power because the people with the money is dictating what's going on. That 1% that's why, like with the Kyrie thing, like if you get to the root of the thing, Kyrie wouldn't have seen that movie if it wasn't aired, if it wasn't streaming on Jeff Bezos' platform, right?
Ain't nobody. Jeff Bezos, he ain't even took the motherfucker down.
Because you can't. Who's gonna make him do it? I own everything. So this goes into my point. Like I don't know if you remember this. It was an old Tupac video, right? And he was talking about like he was basically talking basically about what's going on now, which is crazy. And he was like, just imagine like, a party with white people in there eating, throwing salami and all this, and like poor black people and stuff is outside. Remember, I don't know if you remember that clip. And he was like, we outside, you can see them open the door and they throwing meat around or whatever.
Exactly.
He was like,
Starving.
we are
Yeah.
hungry, please let us
Yeah.
in. We are.
Yeah.
He was like, after a week, he was like, that's gonna turn into, hey, yo, we hungry.
Let us
Like,
in.
after a
And
month,
then
he was
it's
like,
gonna
we
be
thinking
kicking
a lot.
that door in.
Yeah,
Eventually, motherfucker, let us.
Right.
And then, yeah.
So he was like, bro, like we was asking with the Black Panthers. We was asking with it. Now, my thing is, I feel like we dropped the ball because we already seen what was coming. We already know what's going on. We was asking, as far as the NFL go, we was asking for black head coaches for the last couple of years. Y'all won't give us that. So now we going to change the tune. Okay, y'all don't, I get it. Y'all billionaires, y'all want to hire who y'all want.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let us in the ownership. Guess what? NFL, you got 1 year. You got 1 year.
And that's the thing. Going with that and Kanye. I need black people to stop asking.
Yeah,
stop asking, especially wealthy black people. Especially black people who are already in the circle.
Right. But this, I'm gonna tell you what the problem.
If tomorrow, every athlete, not just football, every black athlete tomorrow that's in high school just said, fuck it, I'm going to a HBCU. Just what Dion is doing right now is pissing.
Because HBCU like enrollment is through the roof. Not even just Jackson State, like it's going up everywhere with just what he's doing.
What Dion is doing right now is, and if you peep, they've been fucking with him this year especially.
Oh, that and the NIL agreement.
Yeah,
that on top of Dion being there is disrupting. He disrupting college football more than Uber and Lyft disrupted taxis. Like
blood. They are not liking it. But if it's still 90% going to the top. The 90% of the top names are still going to the top schools.
It's the top talent, but that over time that means.
Right. And the thing on it is, if Kanye West begged, that nigga begged Balenciaga, Nike, he literally begged for like a month on Twitter. I'm broke. I'm broke. I need y'all. Let me in. I want to be. Please, please, please. And when Sway was like, nigga, won't you just, you got your name. They finna use your name. Just use your name. Well, do what they finna do and do it yourself. How, Sway? How? And you hollering and screaming.
He wanted the prosperity, not the process, and it don't work like that. And now he got reminded he got a seat at that table and found out he was still a nigga and that they didn't need him. See, my thing with this, and even with the, like, just one thing at a time with the NFL owners, if every black athlete professionally across the board says, y'all got 1 year to put a black owner into the NFL, or you will have one or several weeks where there will be no games played.
We sitting the fuck down.
Tell you what game is going to be. I promise you. And don't let it be a playoff game. Don't let it be a playoff game.
How about fuck that? Nigga, we sitting down for the whole playoffs. How about that? We sitting down for the whole playoffs.
It'll take a year because you need a committee to put this together, because you got athletes that's not financially literate that would cross that picket line because they ain't save their money. That's why I say give them a year so you can really talk to these knuckleheads that don't know how to save their money. Because they need to save their money, because a lot, I don't know if you've seen ESPN broke at 30 for 30. A lot of these cats, they spend their money, and by the time like the next season roll around, they flat broke, and they need, like, when the NFL had went on strike that one season, like it was a bunch of NFL players applying for loans and all kind of stuff because they needed that money because they was broke. So you give them a year, and while you give them that year, you have the rest of these players financially plan how to save their money. because there could be a potential strike
And
next
back them.
week. And if you
Set up,
get, I
set up
just
something to back them. Set up something in there so you could do in that same time to back, because you got shit. You got players that make only $50,000 a year.
but that's
So
now they got league minimums. They make more than that. Like they just got to budget themselves. It's hard for like these like the stunt I already get it, but I'm just saying like
right,
they got resources and stuff that they need to take advantage of that they can survive missing a game check or two
right,
or
right,
whatever
right,
just to get our point across. Like nothing is gonna happen until you hit these companies where it hurt. All of these Jewish people that own all of these television networks is like, dude, like black people spend so much money, like we got financial influence over everything. If you sit here and tell people, all right, look, we have enough influence, which we do, to tell people to stop watching Fox, stop streaming this, stop streaming that. Watch how quick the tides will turn if you hit these fools where they pockets hurt. The problem I got with Kanye and Kyrie, they got even though they got valid points to some of the shit that they talking about, these are the two most unstable niggas in the world that is trying to lead a revolution, which is why it's backfiring because we can't have one dude that's sitting here that believe the earth is flat trying to tell us what we can and can't do. And Kanye, I can go down a list of all the asinine stuff that he done said where you got on one hand you make a valid point, but then you on this other radio station talking about the size of the dude penis that's sticking it to your ex-wife. Like I can't get behind a dude that's doing that. Now,
he's really unfaithful.
what I wish would really happen is the people would sit down. Like people need to really watch Selma. Like I don't know if you've seen Selma, but if you
Yeah,
watch it, one of the things I loved about that movie, it didn't just show them marching and stuff and all of the violence. What it did was it gave you an insight on how they planned stuff. When Snick, Martin Luther King, his people, other organizations, they had hundreds of disagreements. And Martin wasn't even the leader of the meeting. He was just
most
the mediator. He was the dude to say, like, all right, I get your side, I get your side, I get your side. But let's all agree that this issue should be the priority. And if we
right.
can come together and fight this, then down the line we can focus on boom, 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 boom. But for
Right.
right now, let's go after this. It's nobody that's in the black community that's sitting here trying to have a conversation with none of these people. Like if I'm LeBron, I'm pulling Kyrie coattail. I'm pulling like, look, but we stand with you. We ain't got to put it in the
And
room. Stand with you. But my
instead
dude,
of instead of needing to tweet and give ESPN they quote or listen, don't ask me. Don't ask me what, because why the fuck are you asking this basketball player his opinion
it was
on
a
what you
setup, and I'm like, for
and
Kyrie to
he
constantly he fell right into the trap, bro. Like this
yep,
is after a basketball game. You don't ask me nothing about the game. Our
right.
coach just got fired. We just lost again, and the first thing you ask me is something about what's on my personal social media. Like no, like, and I'm like, I'm disappointed that Kyrie didn't even see the trap being set for him, and he fell
Right.
right into it. Like, bro, like this is a press
I'm
conference about what I do on the court. If you want to set something up, you're gonna have to pay me to interview me about anything outside of basketball. Next question.
dude, you're not getting a free quote out of me. And you know what's so funny? People feel a certain however they felt about Marshawn. But Marshawn showed these motherfuckers how you handle the media.
Yeah, I
Like,
know you can't control what I say.
yeah, I'm not answering that. Why are you I'm not answering that question. So I'm here because they told me I had to be here. So
Right,
I don't got it. They didn't say I had to answer your questions. They just said
right,
I had to show the fuck up. I showed the fuck up. Fuck you.
right. But even still, like he could say it in a different way. I'm not asking anything outside of basketball. Anything that's dealing with on the court, I'll
Yeah.
answer. Anything
Not only
outside of it, I'm not obligated to answer that. That's my
no.
personal life and my personal business. So
And
I
it
would have
don't
left it at that.
it has nothing to do with why we here today. Not only that, it goes back to the game, right? I know. I know the game, right? I know when I go to work, I know there is people who love Rachel and they know Rachel gonna get the shit. And then it's a couple motherfuckers who don't fucking like me at all. And they hate to see my loud, high yellow ass achieving, right? They don't like it. They like, how this bitch always in these meetings? How she? And they don't like it. And I know that. So what do? I play the game. Because you don't get to pull me in and really get the real hood, Rachel. Because that's what you want. You want to see, you know what I mean? You want me to react. You want me to respond. No. I'm going to play your game. And I'm going to show you this documentation. Here's what you said. And I'll play your game with you and make you look stupid. But every time it's something like this that comes up, it's like Black people feel like they have to answer a question. No, I don't have to answer anything about what another person did. That has nothing to do with me. As on Kyrie's side, I don't have to answer what my Twitter is talking about. Like, why are you asking me? What does your Twitter say? What did you post today? Like, why are you asking me about my Twitter and we playing basketball? Are you not here? Are you not a sports commentator? What are you? What you don't? What are you? Are you reporting for Twitter now? Or are you reporting for the NBA? Like, what are we doing today?
Right. So now, in addition to that, so now, it got beyond control. I mean, it's getting out of control with Brooklyn, and I feel like now what they trying to do, they trying to make an example out of Kyrie, which is effed up because and he apologized or whatever. He's like, hey, I posted something, I didn't realize it was offensive to a certain group, and it should be left at that. But now, they gave this dude a to-do list of stuff that he has to do,
and that's why you should never. And that's why this is the thing. The need to apologize to fix everything needs to stop. I'm not apologizing for it. If I posted it, I posted it. And if you're going to find me for posting it, find me. Go ahead. Do what you're going to do. I posted what I'm going to post. You keep fucking with me about it. I'm not apologizing because, first of all, when you do something and then you send out this apology, it's not genuine. You didn't mean it. You don't give a fuck for real. And you're really just doing it because somebody told you need to apologize. Kanye didn't apologize about shit until they took his ass from $9 billion to $400 million. Then that nigga was like, oh shit, I'm sorry. I didn't mean that.
He thought he was bigger than what he was. But in this case, it's a little different with Kanye than it is with Kyrie. Now, the stuff that Brooklyn is trying to pull with Kyrie, I'd be like, but I hope Brooklyn never win another game for the rest of eternity.
But Brooklyn been trying to get rid of Kyrie since last year.
Yeah, I mean, but they had, back then, I can understand why I did, you know what I'm saying? Like all of the stuff that he pulled, that's different. But now with this, it's like now y'all trying to make it exact. Like it's big to me. What's going on now is bigger than Kyrie. What's going on now if Kyrie, if he bend over to what they asking him to do, it's like they're trying to make a statement for any other Black person that really want to stand up for what they believe in. You see what we did to Kyrie. This can be you. And I don't know if you hear it. I just looked it up. This is the list of stuff that they gave Kyrie that he has to do in order.
He gotta go sit with a rabbi or some shit, and he gotta.
I'm about to read it. I looked it up. One is issue an apology for posting a link to the movie on October 27 to condemn the harmful and false content and make clear that he does not have anti-Jewish beliefs. That's one. Two, complete the anti-hate causes that Irving, the Nets, and the Anti-Defamation League agreed upon in their joint release on November the 2nd, including a $500,000 donation towards causes and organizations that work to eradicate hate and intolerance in communities. That's two. Three, complete a sensitivity training created by the Nets. Three. Number four, complete an anti-systematic, anti-hate training designed by the Nets. That's four. Five, Meet the representatives of an anti-defamation league as well as the Jewish community leaders in Brooklyn. And last but not least, after completing 1 to 5, meet with the owner, Joe, whatever his last name is, and lead franchise officials and demonstrate the lessons learned and that the gravity of the harm caused in the situation is understood and provide assurance that this type of behavior will not be repeated.
You know what's so funny about that? First of all, it's extortion. Secondly, the Nets is supposed to already have some sort of sensitivity training shit that they should have already done. So if the NBA as an organization does not already have a sensitivity training, you cannot force one employee to fucking take it. You got to give it to the whole fucking organization. That's number one.
I'd sue the Nets.
Number two, that list is a lawsuit. It's a fucking lawsuit.
I'll sue them. Nowhere in the contract. The Players Association should be involved in this. There's nothing that stipulates that what I post on social media could be detrimental to the team or anything like that, nor is my religious beliefs.
Especially since it comes down to religion, personal opinion. Now, it would be different if he posted "kill all Jews."
He didn't even post that. He just posted the.
No, this is what I'm saying. It would be different if he retweeted or whatever, "kill all Jews." That's one thing, because that's a direct statement of anti-Semitism. He posted a movie that is available to the public in this free ass fucking country. I can post a slavery movie, a Holocaust movie, a fucking Kill Whitey movie, whatever. And as long as it's available to the public.
I mean, that could be the Jeffrey Dahmer series could be just as offensive
to those people are
the
traumatized.
gay community or black community as well.
Right. Because those families are traumatized.
Right. But
brought it up.
Wait, let's say Tom Brady posted that. What did Tom Brady posted the Jeffrey Dahmer series?
Nothing would happen.
It would happen. So it's like, dude, like if I'm Kyrie, I'm suing Brooklyn. I'm suing Brooklyn.
I'm suing everybody.
Yeah, because it's stupid. Like now,
because at this point, it's not, and the thing on it is, it's solely on principle.
Yeah. Because
there's no legal argument that the Nets have right now. Because he didn't. I ain't seen the movie. But it's a movie that's public. It's not a private film that he only has access to that's on some obscure ass dark web website. It's on the largest platform in the fucking country.
Right. But you can't tell a billionaire what to do, just like what Elon is doing with Twitter. Which is why I don't get like people in an uproar about what he's doing. Like, if you don't like it, get off Twitter. Like
that's the weirdest shit to me. So like I've never been on, like I was on Twitter when it first came out for a couple months.
Stupid.
I never liked Twitter. So I haven't been on Twitter since. And so I'm like, even Facebook, like after this month, December 1st, I'm deactivating and scrubbing my information off of the internet altogether. But even Facebook, like, it irritates me. I delete it. I don't got no problem deleting that shit.
I don't follow it. I don't even go back and forth with people. Like, if somebody says it and I know and I can decipher your intent was really just to start some shit, like, bro, I'm not to put my time and energy into that.
Right.
I'll
Now I will do that because sometimes I just need to be right, and I got a problem. I'm working on it.
I mean, if it's people like you get the people that been your friend, don't even know that there's your friend, you don't know who they are, then
Oh yeah.
I don't give the spotlight to somebody that's using me for one. I put it that
For
way.
yeah. Energy, yeah. Well, and the thing on it too is even when I do, if I do go back, if it's entertainment for me, it's not like I'm not really vested. And a lot of times, it's funny. Most of the times it's funny. So it especially when I know I done pissed you off. You know, I piss men and crazy white people. I piss off on a daily for fun. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is about me. But they get angry often, and I laugh. But I don't know. I feel bad. I'm not a Kyrie fan. I haven't. The only Kanye album I ever even purchased was College Dropout. Um, so I'm not out. These last couple ones, I haven't even got past the first song on
His
them.
first two
So,
albums was me, and then after that, he morphed into something else.
but I will say for Kanye, it's a lot of different things. For Kyrie, I feel like they definitely are trying to make an example out of him.
right.
And the unfortunate part about things like that is you playing your card. The NBA right now is playing their hand stronger than what they playing the hand stronger than what they have. So you're taking this further than you should have just if the motherfucker apologized, which I don't feel like he should have, but if he apologized, y'all should have just left it at that.
Right.
Especially, I can't even take the NBA serious anyway because y'all waited so long to even try to reprimand the motherfucker. The shit came out weeks ago. Y'all just now, he been playing this whole time.
Public influence, like that's another thing. Like that shouldn't be. Like you can't allow public. It need to be something against it. That's why I would tell you if I'm him, I'm taking him to court. You can't allow public influence to dictate how you discipline people or take actions.
And the reason you can't is because it doesn't dictate right, wrong, or the legal standing, right? Because there was a point in this country where the populace thought slavery was the right thing to do. Most people here thought slavery was the thing, thought Jim Crow was the right thing to do. So you can't dictate, like, you can't use the population. Hell, half the damn population voted for an illiterate idiot to be president for 4 fucking years. And then voted for his dumb ass again. So you can't that can't be your standard. Like, oh, well, it's a lot of people on the internet screaming about it and they're mad. They're upset. They're saying he's wrong. No, that can't be your reasoning. It has to be literally legal standing and genuinely, like, logically thinking, was this right or wrong? And what was wrong about it? If it was something wrong, what was wrong about it?
Right.
Because if the movie in itself is inaccurate or it spews some sort of, and this is the other part, you damn near can't even say the name Jew now without say the word Jew now without it being anything you say after is automatically anti-Semitic.
Right, because the Jews, like, I mean, when it really come down to it, the Jewish people don't want you to use their platform to expose, your agenda. And it's like, if you really, like, any real Bible scholars, if you really understand the Bible, like, you would know that Jesus wasn't a white dude because the Bible doesn't describe him as one. He had hair of wool, which is similar to only one nationality that I can think of, and skin like bronze.
It look like this right here. Look like that right there.
So It's like, and in the scriptures say he is the king of the Jews. So if the Jews were the real Jews, were the same complexion as Jesus, then these Jewish
Then
people,
y'all look like me.
they don't understand the difference between the true Jews and Jewish people. But I get it if you're trying to combat that. Oh, like, and I used this example. I was in my sports chat earlier, and I get it. I'm like, what people don't want to do is for you to use their money and their platform to expose their bigotry, their imperfections, and all of the wrong shit that they did. So,
But even shit when Jay-Z came out with the 444 album, and he said, "How do you think the Jews own all the property in America?" They tried to come at him. Motherfucker, y'all literally own most of the shit. Like, that's not a bad thing. It's just, it is
let's
what
see,
it
when
is.
you put
If
it
I
out
was
there, like,
Jewish, I'd take that as pride.
see, they know, like, one, they in the cut with theirs. They don't want to be exposed. They don't want, and they don't want people to shine a light on what they doing, which is monopolizing the television industry. Like, so,
Well, and that also, it changes the idea of being the oppressed people, right? Because if you're running everything behind the scenes, how oppressed are you really today? I'm
yeah,
not saying, when the Holocaust happened, okay, but today, how oppressed are you really?
they don't want us. They don't want.
Because you run everything. So if you run everything, or you run large segments of the economy, because I ain't gonna say you run everything. You run large segments of the economy. Your even even for black people, shit. We have you got the Oprahs and the Jay-Z's and the Rihannas. So what's the first thing you hear now? Y'all got billionaires. Y'all not y'all not broke. Y'all not it's not you have opportunity. You're not being oppressed anymore. You have opportunity. So that's the
That
you
work.
can't, because if that's the argument you use towards us, you can't have that same thing being highlighted about your group, because if that's highlighted about your group, then the question comes to you. So you not oppressed either then, right?
I
Nobody mistreats you either then, right?
preaching to the choir, but I mean, like I said, I mean, how much of this do we not already know before this incident happened?
Listen, we know it all, that, but it's the same. We both grew up East Oakland, right? Both grew up East Oakland. We both grew up seeing crackheads, right? We know people our age that smoke crack still. You just because people know, the misconception is that if you know better, you do better. And that's not true. A lot of people know better and still choose the wrong shit.
Right.
So it's one of those things where, yeah, motherfuckers know, they know what's going on. We know, even people who deny it know. And some don't, because some have been, sheltered. But a lot of people, they know what's going. This country was not designed for black people to be successful. This country was not designed for us in any way, shape, or form. What we were designed, this country was designed so that when they brought us over here, you were free labor. Capitalism in itself is not designed for the masses to be successful. That's of any race.
Right.
Capitalism in itself is designed so that a small segment is going to be able to be successful, because you need the masses to do the work. So you cannot have any successful capitalist system where 60% of the population is high earning, upper class. You can't. It's impossible.
Right.
You cannot have it. is designed so that most people are working class, middle class, thinking you can surviving because they got to be able to survive. So you need most people to be able to at least survive, but nothing more. And that's just the way the world is set up.
Right. So I'm like, we gonna end it on that note. I'm gonna throw this last one out there, and then we get out of here. I don't know if you've been watching Netflix lately, but I want to talk about this on next Tuesday. If you get a chance on Netflix to check out Killer Sally and some of those stalker America, whatever, I forgot. Just go on Netflix and type in stalkers. Like, it's some cats on there.
I can't watch that stuff. You know, my life is stressful. I got my own stalker stories. I don't got time to be watching other people's issues.
The Killer Sally one is off the chain. Like, I want you to watch that one because I really
I'll watch it.
I really need to talk about. I want to get everybody's opinion on what drove this chick to killing her husband. So,
all right,
yeah, that one is off the hook. So I'm gonna leave it at that. I already went through the top videos of the week, so I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. Thank you, Rach, for chiming in. Everybody that can, please go out and support Black Panther this weekend so we can talk about it on next Tuesday. And we are about to get up out this thing. I almost forgot my to-go video. I gotta find it. Yeah. All right, so we about to get up out of this thing. Let me go ahead and hit y'all with the exit video.
There you go. Hey, I'm gonna do it for my nigga I just met right here, y'all. My mind's telling me no, but that crack, y'all, that crack keeps telling me yes. Gotta go.